This video is a video I've been wanting to make for a really long time, and I've had to put it on hold for a really long time for other reasons, but I'm finally ready to talk about it. And it's something that's really exciting, and it's something that was really life-changing, and I'm gonna start from when it happened, and then we're just gonna talk about it. So this is the story of how I didn't know I was pregnant and the birth of my 5th and final baby. So it was the morning of, So it was the morning of June 15th, and it was a Monday. It was supposed to be my second week of work. I had just started working a brand new job. It was supposed to be my second week, and I was really excited. I was finally working again from home, of course, and I was just really excited. And then, so June 15th was a Monday, and I woke up at around 2 in the morning, and I was having really bad back pain. And so I tried tossing and turning, and that helped for a minute, so we went back to sleep. And then I woke up again at like 3 something, and it was starting to hurt again, but this time worse. So I got up and I started walking around the house, and that seemed to help. So then I laid back down and went back to sleep. And then around 4:30 I woke up again, and the pain was unbearable. So I tried walking around, I tried laying down, I tried tossing and turning, I tried drinking some water, I tried everything, and nothing was helping. I was in the bathroom, Jeff and all the kids were sleeping, and I was sobbing because it was hurting so bad, and I didn't want to wake him up because I didn't want to interrupt him. I was just trying to power through it by myself, and I was having a really hard time. So finally around 5:30, almost 6 o'clock, I couldn't take it anymore. The pain was really bad. It would start in my like lower back right here, and then it would just shoot down my legs, and it felt like somebody was stabbing me in the legs. That's how bad it hurt. And so I went and I told Jeff, I said, something is really wrong with me. I've never been in this much pain ever in my life. Something's really wrong. And he's like, okay, put your shoes on and I'll take you to the hospital. The hospital's right down the street from my house. And so I put my shoes on, and it was really hard because I was in so much pain. And so I get to the hospital, and Jeff is waiting in the car because you can't come inside because of COVID. And so they get me in there super fast, and he's like, well, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I just have really bad back pain, and it starts in my back and it spreads to right here, my sides, and then it shoots down my legs. And he's like, oh, it sounds like a super bad kidney infection. We're gonna take some blood, a urine sample, and then we'll probably send you in for an ultrasound to see if your kidneys are infected. And I was like, okay. Mind you, the whole time while I'm telling the story, I didn't feel pregnant, I didn't look pregnant, I didn't have any pregnancy symptoms, I had a normal period the entire time, the whole deal. Like, no signs ever showing that there was possibly a baby in my belly. I didn't feel no movement, which sounds bizarre, I know. Everybody's like, how do you not feel movement? But I just didn't. I didn't feel anything. I didn't have no symptoms. I had a regular, normal, full-length period. It was weird. I just want you to keep that in mind while I'm telling the rest of the story. And so I do the urine sample, I do the blood sample, and I go and I do the ultrasound, and they never tell you what's going on while they're doing the ultrasound. They kind of just do it, and then they send you back. So I was in there for a really long time. She was doing the ultrasound for like 10 or 15 minutes, and so then they send me back, and I'm texting Jeff the whole time, like, I can't wait to go home and have some cereal and lay in bed all day and just all those things, because I didn't know what was about to happen. And so then after I get back to the room from having the ultrasound, I'm sitting in the chair, and the guy that initially first checked on me when I first got to the hospital calls me out into the hallway, because I was just in a triage area with other people. And he's like, so did you know that you were pregnant? And I was like, no. I mean, I've had a normal period. I've had 4 other kids. I know what it's like to be pregnant. So no, I don't think that that's possible. And he's like, well, you're really pregnant, like 37 weeks pregnant. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I couldn't even process. I couldn't even think of what was going on. I was so shocked. I immediately started bawling. And all of this time, Jeff is just sitting out in the car. And so they're like, we're gonna move you up to labor and delivery right now to have them check on the baby. And I was still in shock, like, what baby are we talking about? What is going on? And so they're pushing me in a wheelchair up to floor number 3, which is labor and delivery. And I texted Jeff and I said, hey, I have some really big news. The doctor just told me I'm pregnant. I need you to come up to floor number 3. And that's all I told him. They wheeled me up to floor number 3. They strapped me to all these monitors. They put IVs in my arms. And she comes in, the labor and delivery nurse, and she's like, hey, you're 37 weeks pregnant and you're 7 centimeters dilated. You're having this baby today. And this whole time I'm just bawling, because I'm like in so much shock. I don't know what's going on. I'm terrified out of my mind. The only person I wanted was Jeff, and he was down in the car working his way up to the 3rd floor. And so by the time he gets up there, because he went through the emergency room and they told him, no, you have to go through the front. So he had to go to the front, and it took him a little while to get up there. So by the time he comes in, I'm like full panic mode, like sobbing uncontrollably. Like, he's like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? What can I do to help you? Can you tell me what you know? I don't know what's going on. And he's asking all these nurses, and all the nurses that came in were like, you're gonna have a baby today. And the look on his face, I'll probably never forget it, because he was in so much shock. I think we both were just in so much shock. And so then he's pacing the room back and forth, doing this, trying to breathe, all while I'm crying, sobbing, because I'm in pain, because I'm in shock, because of the unknown. I think one of the biggest things that was scary to me was I didn't know that the baby was in there, so I had no prenatal care. I took no prenatal vitamins. I just ate a normal diet that I would normally eat, not one of a pregnant mom. I just did normal things. I mean, I'm not a drinker, so I didn't drink, and I did normal things that I would normally do, because I just didn't know. And so I think that's what scared me the most, was I had no prenatal care. I didn't know if the baby was okay. I didn't know if the baby was going to be born with anything wrong with him. I didn't know if he was healthy. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about the baby. And I think that's what was most scary. And the doctors weren't going to tell me anything about the baby, because at 37 weeks, he's a full-term baby. And so we asked, can you tell us if it's a boy or a girl? And they're like, no, we can't tell you. You're going to have to wait until the baby's born. And when he comes out, then you'll see. And so then I started crying more. Not because I wanted to know the gender, but because, like I said, I didn't know if anything was going to be wrong with him. I didn't know if he was going to be healthy, if he had any health problems, if he had any physical abnormalities. I didn't know anything. And so that was really scary. And so then I did most of the laboring at home. So labor and delivery was very, very smooth. I was 7 centimeters when I got to the hospital. So once I got upstairs and calmed down a little bit and talked to a couple of nurses, they came in and they said, hey, you've had twins before. Do you want to have a repeat C-section? And I automatically said yes, because I've heard that if you have a C-section, you have to have it again, or you could have health problems. And so she's like, I think that you're a perfect candidate for a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean. And so she came in and talked to me, and she's like, the chances of anything going wrong is less than 1%. I think you should at least try it. And if you get in there and you start pushing and you don't want to do it, we'll do this C-section. And I said, okay. And so then after that talk, they came in and they gave me the epidural, and I started to feel really good. And then after a couple hours after getting the epidural, probably like 3 or 4 hours after, is when it was time to start pushing. But before that is when we had to call all of our family, all my sisters, dads, moms, grandmas, everybody. We had to call everybody and tell them what was happening, and everybody was crying and in just as much shock as us. And everybody went into family mode, is what I'm gonna call it, and started thinking of ways that they could help, because we were gonna bring a whole new life into the world, and we had no idea the day before that he was even a thing. And so everybody was scrambling, trying to be helpful and praying that everything was gonna be okay, and that was really nice. So we're really grateful for everybody for that. But so it's time to start pushing, and I'm really, really nervous because I just want everything to go okay. And it only took about 30 minutes, I want to say, of pushing before he was born. And this is gonna sound bad, but when the twins were born, I don't think Jeff didn't cry, because he expected them. He knew that they were coming and that they were gonna be born. But when our baby was born, our new baby, he was crying and I was crying. The last push, when she was like, okay, keep pushing, he's coming out this time. Or not he, the baby, because we didn't know that it was he yet. Then he was born, and she's like, it's a boy. And I started crying, and Jeff started crying, and it was a super emotional thing. And I'm looking at him, because they take them and they put them on the warmer table to make sure that, especially him, because we didn't know anything about him, that all his vitals were okay and everything about him was okay. And so they put him on that little table, and he was perfect. 7 pounds, 8 ounces, completely healthy, completely normal, no health issues, no physical issues. That's probably the craziest part of this whole story, is how can you not know that you're pregnant and give birth to a super beautiful, super healthy baby boy? It's amazing. And so I'm really thankful, and we're really blessed, because any number of things could have been wrong, and nothing was wrong. He was perfect. He was healthy. He looks just like his dad. He's an amazing little man. So they hand him to me to do skin to skin, and I'm looking at him, and I'm so thankful that he's here, and he makes a good addition to the circus, and I just can't get over how healthy he is, and he's so strong, and he's got the cutest little personality now, because he's almost 3 months old. And I'm just super thankful. I'm thankful for all of our family that gathered and got supplies and swings and clothes and bath stuff and everything that we would need before we got home from the hospital. And I'm really thankful for Jeff for never leaving my side, and for being supportive, and for being there for me when I was in pain, to finding out that it was a baby, to bringing the baby home. He's always been an amazing person, and I'm really thankful for him. Retelling this story over, I can't get over how crazy it is, how crazy it is to go 9 months and not know that you're carrying a baby, and give birth to give birth to a baby that's completely healthy and an amazing little person. It's crazy. We're so lucky. Before I show you guys the video that I made of the baby, I wanted to say that he was born with a crack in his collarbone right here. So if you see any pictures of him in this like sling type thing, it's because when he was being born, he cracked his collarbone, and so he had to wear this sling thing so that it would help his collarbone heal correctly. And so because if you see him in the sling, some of the pictures and videos looks like he's missing an arm, but he's not missing an arm. He just had to have that on there to help protect him and keep it from moving so that it would heal, and so that way he wouldn't be in pain. But yeah, that is my crazy. I didn't know I was pregnant. Labor and delivery, for as chaotic as the morning felt, the labor and delivery went very, very smooth and very fast. And now we added a new member to the circus, and his name is Baby Grayson. And Baby Grayson is 7 pounds 8 ounces, 18.5 inches long, and he is one of our biggest blessings. So now I'm gonna play the video of from when he was born until yesterday, which he's 2 months old now, almost 3 months. So I added pictures from when he was first born until yesterday, so I could catch you guys up on his little life, and so that way when he's in our next video, you guys aren't like, where did this baby come from? So now you guys will know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoy this little video that I made, and we'll see you in our next video.
Boy, you're gonna know it all. You'll think you're 10 feet tall, run like you're bulletproof, and total a car or two. Boy, you're gonna hate this town, wish you could burn it down. That fire in your eyes is 20 counties wide. But boy, you're gonna love 17. And boy, you'll do some stupid things. You're gonna drive and kiss and throw a punch and grow up way too fast. You're gonna drop the ball, hit the wall, and break some hearts like glass. I know you will, 'cause you're a part of me, and a part of you will always be. A boy, you gonna be so stubborn. You get that from your mother. I already see it now. You weren't built for backing down. Boy, there'll be a small town night. You'll fall for her sky blue eyes. When she's in your hands, you'll think you're a man and not a boy. She'll make you lose your mind. Boy, she'll be every reason why. You're gonna drive and kiss and throw a punch and grow up way too fast. You're gonna drop the ball, hit the wall, and break some hearts like glass. I know you will, 'cause you're a part of me, and a part of you will always be. And I'd do anything to get you back to sleep. And that face will be the same one in the rear view the day I watch you leave. But boy, you're gonna come back home. You're gonna settle down. But you won't feel the way I'm feeling now. Until you have a boy, he's gonna know it all. He'll think he's 10 feet tall, run like he's bulletproof, and total a car or two.